what's happening? We're back again. So, this topic for today is kind of like, I'm gonna call it Life Comes at You Fast because I just can't really think of a title. But I recently uploaded a short that was talking about, like, how you can become homeless easily. And a lot of people, like, past judgment don't realize that there's normal people that are homeless. Like, in America, it's that quick that it can happen. And I also did, like, a little short, like, surviving our childhood. This is kind of in the avenue of those two, but not the same. It has similarities. And so what I mean by that is, like, in my environment, and if you relate to this, if you're like from the inner city or rural environments, anything that has like drug addiction, right? You've been around drug addicts, tweakers, fiends, whatever you want to call them. We've seen them. And the thing about them is, a lot of times when I would see these people, I would wonder, how did they get this way? What happened in their life for them to go from like an innocent child to now somebody on the street begging, like completely strung out or going through withdrawals, and like just out there dirty, disheveled, just life hit them hard. And I would wonder sometimes, I'm like, if I could just record them and play them back to themselves, what would they think? I've never done that, but that's just something that's always been in my head and everything. The question kind of gets answered when it's then your peers that you see. And let me paint this picture because it's kind of like hard for me to just describe it simply. So what I mean by that is, with these people, these junkies, fiends, whether they may in your family, whether there's people out in the street or whatnot, they're like already established. They've already been out there. You didn't really know them before then. You just know them as the person in the street, or know them as the crackhead uncle or whatever. Whatever the situation is for you. Like for me, it was my great grandfather was an alcoholic. You love the man, but he's an alcoholic. Survived the civil rights era, served in the Navy, World War II, and everything. Yeah, I'm not surprised he was alcoholic. But it's different, like, when it's people you grew up with and went to school with, people who were friendly and cheerful and everything. Like a girl I'll call Sherry, right? Sherry had a sister. And I didn't like Sherry's sister, but I liked Sherry, as in, like, and platonically. She was cool, she was fun, friendly to be around and whatnot, and everything. Sherry and her sister come from a very churchy family, and her sister, who was very annoying, very self-righteous and everything, always talking about God and religion and blah, 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 because that's what she was raised on, would also do things that are very ungodly and not religious, run away from home, get caught doing sinful acts and whatnot. And I'm not even saying that to cast judgment, but it's clear that the stuff that was happening is emblematic of a problematic household. And all of us came from problematic households. So like I said, I'm not even casting judgment because my family was toxic as well, just differently. Financially, a lot of emotional manipulation and all that stuff, right? But this is an alternative high school, mind you, because I had dropped out of high school originally, then went back. So I get my diploma, work a little bit, go to community college, decide I'm done with that, leave for university, then finally come back, right? I'm not really involved in the community anything. When I went off for community college, I cut off a lot of people. I stopped paying attention to people because I just needed change. About a year ago, I'll say a year ago, still in community college, but I'm talking to my bro, and he lives on a certain street and everything. And he's like, hey, man, we're just speaking. And he's like, and we somehow, some way, this conversation ends up talking about Sherry. What had happened during the time of me going to school is that Sherry had gotten into a relationship, right, with some guys. And somehow, some way, because Sherry always wanted love, you could tell, like I don't know what happened in their home, but she definitely was somebody that, that had good attachment. She clearly had a crush on my bro. He didn't like her, but she definitely liked him. And you could tell she was the really type of person that just wanted somebody to really like her, because her sister got more attention than her, even though she was the cooler one, in my opinion. But Sherry had gotten into a relationship with some guys. And somehow, some way, eventually, drugs got involved. Yeah. Let me rewind. I had saw Sherry once. in between community college and university. I saw Sherry once on a street at night one time, and I don't remember what we were talked about because it was brief and I was going somewhere. But I think she was like trying to find somebody and whatnot, and she wasn't a full-on drug addict then, but even then I could tell something was off. Like she didn't seem the same. Like she seemed like a little bit out there and everything. So now going back to the present time for this story, talking to my bro about Sherry and everything, and she had gotten into drugs, I say, because she had gotten into this relationship. I don't know how the drugs got involved, but pretty much the guys were users, unfortunately, and got her into drugs, basically manipulated her to get drugs, got her pregnant. Apparently, I'm hearing, I can't confirm this, but I'm hearing a lot of unwanted sexual actions were involved, but were able to happen because of the drug use. And over that, I would say 7-year span from graduating from my alternative school to now, Sherry went from being this nice and lovable, cool person, pretty cool person, to basically being the rambling junkie. My bro was telling me that Sherry lives right next to her, and she's full on crazy. She's not there. She rants and raves talking to nobody. She gets in fights. She will get into fights with people that like aren't there, or with like, the people that are if you like look at her the wrong way, or if you just give her any type of attention. Like she's crazy, full on gone. And it was so weird hearing that, because I had seen Sherry, as I said, in between that, when she wasn't completely there yet, but you could tell like post high school, a wrong turn started to happen. But now when I heard that, knowing that it was somebody that I knew, and another story, this is something for a different story, also having a friend that was part of our crew who eventually descaled. He basically went down the spiral into drug use and everything. Into like he would call us on Facebook and Instagram, just be strung out. We had to cut him off. But like seeing that, it then goes, the question, as I said in the beginning, goes from like seeing regular people, how does this happen? Like where in your life did this go wrong, to now seeing it and be like, fuck, I have the answer now. And the answer is not comfortable. And that's all I really got to say for this one. Like, I know that's kind of dark, kind of moody. Like, it's a very dark topic, you know what I'm saying? But I think these are these conversations that we don't really have. Like, we always, and like, I'm not perfect, trust me. I'm a very confrontational, fiery person, very opinionated, very abrasive. So don't think I'm like this fucking philosopher. No, I am a sinner. But I just feel like a lot of times we don't really have these conversations or even ask these things, and we just like look at it. And for like when it comes to the people that are strung out and everything, we don't really think much about it until it becomes our peers. And then some people like would just cast them. They're like, they got into drugs, whatever. But we don't really focus on the reasons behind it. Like, because once you know the reasons behind it, and it happens for a whole litany of different reasons, but some people have those really tragic stories where you get the wrong person, stuff happens, and then it just goes bad. But that's it. That's the topic for this one. I'll try to keep the next one a bit more lighthearted, because this was definitely not that. But we can't ignore this shit. You know, we gotta have these conversations. or nothing really changes. Anyways, that's it. See y'all in the next one.